Hello.
Hello, Lisa. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. I always feel like I'm too close. I say it every week.
I'm just going to actually perch you up here a little bit because I feel like I'm falling down. There we go. That's better.
How are you? Thank you for coming. I'm so pleased you could come.
Thank you for asking me. It's lovely to be here.
So, Lisa, do you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
I will. Thank you. I have to say, you're looking absolutely stunning as always.
You look amazing. Some of us need to make that little bit of extra effort. Have you had your hair done?
I have, finally.
Yes, well done.
Look,
it looks lovely.
Thank
you.
you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Very natural.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm Lisa Hawkyard. I am the confidence coach for women, and I love to positively transform the mindset and lives of the women that I work with by inspiring them, nurturing them, and empowering them to be the person that they want to be. And I do that by using mindset techniques and confidence tips and my own life experiences and just keeping it real and break everything down into its simplest form. So that's what I'm all about.
Yes, and it's amazing. And that's how we met, isn't it?
It is.
Through your coaching and everything like that. So Lisa, I really believe Lisa is just incredible, and the way she can just uplift people just is magical. It's really magical. So Lisa, do you want to the reason I asked you to come on is because I see firsthand what brides are like and the kind of state they get into just before going and sort of making their entrance. And although they look amazing, that last minute nerves, or even during the trial, you know, they can be like, oh, you know, I'm not quite sure, little doubt settling. And it's a really, even when I got married, you know, it's really frightening to take that decision. So you've got some tips for us, haven't you?
On how I have. So, yeah. So one of the things I wanted to say first of all is to remember when we start to make any changes, whatever they may be, we are literally naturally going to feel a little bit uneasy and a little bit of discomfort. And even if we take away the wedding for a second, you know, it's like even if you decide to change your job, or you go to a place and you're meeting new people, or you're choosing to change shops, you've got to find a new perspective, a new layout, a new anything, and we feel a little bit unsettled about it. So when it's something like a wedding, which is obviously one of the biggest things you're ever going to do, okay, and the build up, and plus everybody else's energy and everybody else's perspective and everybody else's everything, it's just a little bit of a pressure. So so it's naturally totally understandable that in that moment that actually you might just start thinking, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I want to do this, because the brain and the mind, it wants to take you back to safety. It wants to take you back to where you're familiar with, because that's where you felt safe. So all these little things going on in your mind is just your brain and your mind thinking, okay, well, if I don't do it, I'm going to feel like that, and that makes me feel comfortable, and my tummy isn't going to be going over in knots, and I won't have to be dealing with all that and that and that, and everything will just seem calmer.
How do you know when it's just a doubt and cold feet and not like a red flag, something inside you, you know, that voice? Because it can be similar, can't it? Sometimes you get that gut instinct that something is wrong, and actually you should be running for the hills. So when do you know the difference? I think that's what's really scary for a lot of people.
I think if you decided to strip everything away and cancel everything, okay, how would you feel? Would it be an absolute relief, or would you think, oh, I wish I'd gone through with it anyway? Okay, and I did actually make a note of this because I did think that question might come up. Okay, if you're in that moment and you're thinking, okay, ask yourself why. Okay, ask yourself, why am I going through with this in the first place? And what will happen is your subconscious mind will naturally answer. So instead of going, I don't think I can do it, there's a voice going, no, that's right, I don't think you can do it. If you actually say to yourself, why do I want to marry this person? Your subconscious mind is going to say, because he's this, because he's XYZ. Or it might go back, I really don't want to. Makes sense?
Yeah, definitely. It's
So
a
if you,
scary thing to do, to commit to somebody for the rest of your life.
yeah,
And
yes,
bring together, in many cases, you're bringing together two families as well as just the
absolutely,
two individuals, and
yeah,
all your past, his past,
yeah,
um, to create a future together. So it is
yeah.
extreme. It's really scary.
It is, and I think the important thing to think of as well is it. You know, people often say like, "Oh God," like exactly what you've just said, like commit for the rest of your life. Okay, that in itself is huge for many, many people. But
Mm.
in this moment, and that's why I'm very much on being in the present. It feels amazing. It feels the right thing to do. No, nobody can predict the next
Mm.
5 minutes, let alone the next 50 years.
You're so right.
You know?
That's a really good thing to, really important thing to remember. Actually, we don't even know how long the rest of our lives is going to be. So yeah,
It's just
people should go for
in
it.
this minute, in
Mm.
this moment, does this feel like the right thing to do? So I've just noticed somebody else I know, Safa. Hi, lovely.
All your are these people that you coach or?
Yeah, I don't know if there's anyone else. There's a few people. Sorry, I digress. I always like to say hello to people because it's lovely that they show up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. It's so nice to be supported.
yeah.
And obviously, everything you say, I mean, I know that I hang on to your every word all the
Oh,
time as
bless you.
well. So I do understand where everybody's coming from. So, do you want to get into your 5 top tips then? And then we can discuss as we go along. Let's see what you've
Yes,
got for us.
yes. Well, one of them actually was the why
Yeah.
question. Okay, so thanks, Safa. So one of them was literally, why am I doing this? Okay, so like let's use this as number one. Okay, so if you're having the wobbles, they're having that oof moment, just think, okay, why am I doing this? And maybe the question, I'm just kind of giving you examples. Well, because I love him. Why do you love him?
Yeah.
Because he's this and this. Why is he this? Does that
Yeah.
make sense? And then you can,
Because you can so often have those rose tinted glasses. Like when I got married the second time round,
yeah,
it was really, really, really frightening. Not
yeah,
only did I have children already, it kind of made me feel like, okay, look, it's not just me. Like
yeah,
if anything goes wrong, you
yeah,
know, it's going to be affecting these poor little innocent
yeah,
lives. And that's a
yeah,
massive responsibility to
yeah,
hold anyway. When it's
yeah,
just you think, okay, if you mess it up, it's just
yeah,
you, fine, you'll cope. But when, and then you think, oh, if it goes wrong, how many times am I going to get divorced? And it's just, these are the kind of things, especially if you've been through a negative experience before, it's really terrifying.
it is. It is.
Actually, but then I kind of did what you said. I went through in myself, you know. But it's so easy to kind of think, oh, but he's really nice, he's really this, he's really that. But is he really? Like you said, why? Hey,
Yeah.
Lisa, how you doing?
Hi. And it's literally,
Sorry.
it's about your intuition, your gut feeling, that you this amazing body that we have, it tells us so much, it flags up so much. And if you're feeling comfortable, your stomach area, your shoulders, you're going to feel relaxed, you're going to feel fine. Okay. And if it's not, it's going to be like this. It's going to be literally like this, and it's going to be really, really knotted and really uncomfortable and all of those things. But remember, if it's the right thing, you will know it's the right thing,
Yeah.
because your body is going to tell you anyway. And your body is like a precursor to your mindset. So everything starts up here. We'll talk about my little energy ball again. So everything starts here, and then it will energy turns into your thoughts. By the time it's turned into the feelings, which kind of shows in the body, it's already doing its stuff up here anyway. So by the time it gets to your tummy, it's flagging, it's letting you know. So whatever your body is telling you, really like take note of it. But remember, the majority of the time it's just your body is just trying to keep you safe. It's just trying to make you feel okay. And we all think it's doubt, but actually it's just like that what if. But this isn't point two. Just think, some people might go, well, what if it goes wrong? And what if this falls off? Or what if I trip? Or what if that's one of the big things as well. That before I got married, I used to have vivid dreams that my tiara was going to fall off, or I was going to rip my dress.
Yeah.
All of those things. Okay, it's all of those things. But you just think, well, what if it doesn't? And what if this happens instead? And what if this happens instead? So remember, we've always got a positive and a negative. So for any niggle and any doubt you get about how potentially the day is going to go, remember, but what if, spiral up, what if this happens? What if it does go great? What if? And then what you're doing, you're lifting your energy, you're lifting your vibration, and you're going to align with all the good stuff.
Okay. And do you believe in sort of manifestation as well? Because how many, do you know what, often actually, not often, but there has been times where I think, oh God, this is going to happen. And then it happens and I think, oh, I made that happen. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. But the thing is, we manifest every second of every day, literally every second of every day. Okay. But what people forget is they only think that they can manifest the good stuff. But what they're actually doing is manifesting everything that happens. Okay. So instead of thinking, like, you know, when the good stuff happens, it's important to remember, like, when things maybe aren't going your way, just thinking, okay, why is that again? Why is that happening? What was I thinking? What was I feeling? And you'll be connecting with that. So, but one of my other points, which I've literally around here, is picture how you want it to be, not how you think it may go.
Okay. That's a good one.
Okay. So think about, I'm going to use my example of when I got married. You know, all I could think of was like, how on earth am I going to get down the aisle? Like in my culture, how am I going to get down the aisle? And I was just thinking, and all I could think of was like, just getting to the other end, smiling serenely, like, don't let on, just give that energy up and think about how it's going to be, and how the day is going to be, and how great it's going to be, and all of those things start to come into place. And look for all the greatness, all the good stuff, and think about all those people.
When I got married the second time, although it was terrifying, I couldn't actually imagine anything going wrong. Like, I felt really, I didn't have any kind of, oh, what if this, what if this? None of those feelings came. So I think you know, that's another thing that carried me through. You know, so how do you know when it is a red flag then? Like, to say, when those feelings are actually
do you mean about actually going ahead, or with anything else?
I mean, like, even like when you're sort of in that run up to getting married, you know, maybe if you're having situations maybe with the in-laws, they're making you feel bad, maybe, you know, you're buying outfits, and sometimes people buy each other outfits, you know, how about when those kinds of situations can cause friction, and then you kind of think, oh God, you know, do I actually want to be married into this family? Because, you know, especially with Asian families tend to be a lot more stronger connected, more sort of family orientated. Maybe they will live together for a period of time. So those kind of things, and also just sometimes even the way the you know, the groom to be behaves as well. You know, maybe he's got short temper. Maybe he can be really dismissive. Maybe he can be really like silent treatment, go cold on you. You know, how do you know when those things are,
I'll tell you how,
his personality and just traits that are actually just fine, and just like he's just that one, like a moody, sullen person, but actually still very loving, still very supportive, still, you know, absolutely going to take care of you, still going to, you know, or actually he's a monster. Do you know what I mean? And actually those feelings inside you, and that gut instinct telling you to run, how do you know the difference between the two? Or is it going back to the why that you were talking about before?
It's going back to the why, but the important thing is as well to have boundaries. We can't control anything that goes on outside of us, but we can control how we choose to react or respond to it. Okay. And if we've got, and it's important to remember, around the time of a wedding, everything is heightened. Everything is heightened, you know, and there's a lot. It's like having a great big mixing pot of personalities, energies, opinions, wants, not wants, and it's all in this big churning pot. Okay. So it's important that we've got to remember that as the bride, not necessarily me, but you know what I mean? You have hold of the spoon, and you get to choose how quickly or how slowly you're going to turn that spoon. Okay. But it's about having those boundaries. So maybe things will get highlighted, and that it might be a good thing to have a little red flag moment, because you might think, okay, so in times of stress, this is how I'm going to be, and that's clearly how they're going to be, or he's going to be. And then it boils down to choices. You know, if you really do see something that flags up and you just think, and your gut is really telling you, I'm not telling anyone here to do whatever they want to do, by the way, but it's, you know, but bear that in mind. But have those boundaries. What do I think is acceptable? You know, the boundary of, okay, this is a very, very stressful time, because it is a very, very stressful time.
Yeah, absolutely, completely. Okay. Especially now with everything that's been going on now, I'm sure. You know, even for couples who are living together, who haven't never lived together, but just because of COVID, a lot of couples decided to move in together because they don't want to be sheltered, quarantined from each other, or you know, so it's been probably extremely stressful for a lot of people to actually live 24/7 with somebody. But that's okay.
Definitely. I think as well, you know, if that is the case, and you know you are living together because of the situation, I don't think you could have had any more a strange scenario at all. You know, and it's even, you know, even in my world, even during the week, last week, a few little things happened, and we all just kept saying, just remember, we're technically still in lockdown, we're still in this weirdness, this craziness, this is, you know, so it's like, okay, just remember that. And then we all kind of came back to basics again. So I think the important thing is, we can't control, like I said, but we can control our boundaries. We can make that, well, I will let this happen for so long, and then I will say it's not acceptable, or I feel so strongly about this that I need to speak up right now. Does that make sense? So it's about finding out what's acceptable to you, literally to you. And if it's okay, brilliant, crack on. If it's not, then a decision would need to be made, or voice your opinion, whichever way you choose. There's obviously a lot of different people that are going to be watching this, so it's from their perspectives.
I think as well, I mean, I keep going back to my example, but I think for us, we discussed, because we'd both been in previous relationships that hadn't worked, and we were both bringing children into this new union. We were very matter of fact as well. Okay, look, these are my boundaries. These are what I've learned about myself. Hey, Manisha just joined us. Thank you. This is, you know, this is what I've learned about myself. You know, these are my trigger points. These are things that I can't, you know, tolerate. And it was actually really refreshing to be able to bring that to the table from both parties. So it's okay. Sometimes people are scared to have these conversations, but this is the person you're going to, you know, who is going to be a part of every decision and every step for the rest of your life. So it's important that things that you do feel, like you said, the things that you feel really strongly about, come on, bring it to the table. Let that person know. In telling somebody, you know, after you got married, oh, I really, really want to travel all the time. And if they're at hermit, for example, some people do just love to be at home. I love to be at home.
I think the thing is, it's about being brave. Be brave. You know, decide what is it that you want out of this, and then have the conversation, and you'll know by the conversations or the response of the conversation how it is going to be. So, you know, you can start, you know, early on. It doesn't have to get to the point of the wedding. Start early on, just by being open. And the more open you are, you know, I've learned the hard way in my own personal life, you know. So just be as open as you can, and if it's well received, then perfect. And if it's not, there's your boundary, there's your decision, there's your choice. Okay?
Exactly. And that's the thing, that is I wish I had Lisa for my first marriage. Oh, Manisha, don't we all? This is why I brought Lisa to save all these brides. From,
just,
you know, around 1 and round 2.
London City Mum. Hello, I know you too from ever ago. So so that's one of the things I would say. Remember your own boundaries, literally your own boundaries. It's so important, so important. So
definitely. Okay, let's move on to your next tip.
Okay, so,
and I keep butting in, I'm sorry, because I just have 1,000 things.
No, it's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Okay, so I've actually mentioned a couple of them. Right, when you just say, as you're getting ready for your wedding, okay, think about, you know, a lot of people just think, oh God, everyone's going to be staring at me. Everyone's going to be, you know, they're going to be, of course, they're going to be checking you out. They're going to want to know how amazing you look. They're going to be so happy for you. All of those things. But one thing I want you to think of, and this, the last bride that I actually worked with, what we did is we actually played fancy dress. We played dress up, okay? So rather than her thinking that everyone was going to be staring at her, pulling her, like looking at her dress and doing this and doing that, and she was very, very nervous about it. What we did is we pretended that as she got dressed, that actually she was becoming Cinderella, or she was becoming whoever she wanted to be. But as she put that dress on, she literally stepped into the persona of the dress. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
So she became dressed like the dress. It was literally like dressing up, role play, just to get herself. Literally, you're right. Just getting herself. So for her, she was getting married in a stately home. And what was actually happening? Her dad was going to be down at the bottom of these stairs, and bless her heart, she just had this vision. She had to walk along this really beautiful corridor, it was like I don't know, like a balcony. She had to go like this, and then she had to come down these stairs, and then she knew everyone was doing this.
In these manor houses, you have it quite a lot.
Yeah, and it was beautiful setting. And all she kept saying, she was like, I'm going to be walking along, trying to find my dad's eyes, and all these people are going to be staring at me. What if I fall down the stairs? What if I trip on my dress? What if this happens? And she was. So all we decided is, get on your dress, be the fairy tale, be the princess that you wanted to be when you were a little girl, and just enjoy this moment of you walking literally to your daddy. That's how we did it. And it's like, just all you need to worry about is looking for your dad, and you know exactly where he's going to be. But what she actually did, she literally role played being a princess. And I have
it's funny how different things work for different people, though. Yeah. But yeah, you know, and I think it is true. Everybody is looking at you. Obviously, you're the bride. You are the center of, you know, attraction. Everybody, you know. But everybody, you've got to also remember, everyone is so happy for you. Everybody, you're going to look beautiful to everybody, no matter what you look like, because everybody loves you who's there. You know what I mean? And I think it's really important to keep telling ourselves these things rather than holding on to kind of negativity, because like you said, it could be
definitely. And one of the, and this is just an extra point I'll put in there as well, you know, one of the things I say a lot is about, this is what I was talking to my clients in my group this morning, this is what a confident woman looks like, or this is what a beautiful bride looks like, or this is what a happy bride looks like. You can turn it into anything, and by using the words that you do use, again, your head is going to be listening, so it's going to literally build your confidence straight away. You decide what you're looking like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, we've got a bit of a bad signal. Can you hear me?
Is that mine? I can hear you fine. Is that my signal?
Yeah, you've got a little, it might be. Got a little bit blurry. It's okay though. We're all good.
I can hear you and see you fine. As long as you can hear me, then we should carry on going. That's amazing. And really important, I think, as well, to be able to think that, because like we said before, you know, you can, by thinking these negative thoughts, manifest them. Like, I'm quite a clumsy person. I know I am. Like, it's a given. So I know. So I do often, you know, do things that, you know, if that would be my biggest fear, if I had to walk down all those stairs. Also, when I'm going downstairs, I feel a little bit, you know, not dizzy, not the right word, but I do get this sort of feeling like I'm going to fall, which is really strange. I think it's something that I've done to myself over the years, kind of just put it into my head. So that would probably be one of my biggest fears.
Yeah. The thing is, we talk ourselves in anything that we choose.
So if it's that much of a thing for you, you know, don't go downstairs. Choose a different entrance. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to do it that way. There's lots of different ways to do things. So if it's becoming that much of a fear as well, you don't always have to, you know, sometimes it's not, you're not ready to go through that fear just yet, or it's not the right time. Do you know what I mean? You can, then there's lots of alternative options as well.
I think, it's important to realise there's always a solution to everything.
What are the biggest...
Sorry, I keep losing you.
I don't know what's wrong with the internet. I have full internet. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
Your internet's really good. It's usually my guest who has issues. Hi, Pavna. Can you hear me though?
I can just, it keeps cutting in and out. It's all good. It'll come back.
I was going to ask you, what are the biggest fears that your brides come to you? Because I know you do bridal coaching, don't you? Like, bride coaching. So for brides who are just going to get married, so you do them, give them.
literally, it's calming of the nerves. It's just visualizing the big day and how it's going to go. It's like exactly what we've been talking about. It's just having somebody not involved in the wedding, somebody completely neutral, and then all, you know, anything, you know, I could write a book. It's all, yeah. It goes nowhere. So it's somebody neutral, non-judgmental, no perspective on, just purely focused on the bride herself. And that way they're free, they can free flow, they can tell me anything and it stays completely within, and then we just work our way through it. The way I think of things is everything's like a ball of wool, and when we feel a bit nervous and a bit tangled and a bit unsure, it's like a big knotted ball of wool. So what I like to do is I just like to kind of straighten, and it's all as it should be. It's disjointed, nothing's going wrong, it's all fine, and then we just literally just untangle that ball of wool and make it smoother. So it's all good.
It is my internet. I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Please, do you have any more tips for us? Anything else?
I have my final one. Okay.
Amazing. I think we'll do this one and then we'll wrap it up. I'm really sorry, guys. My internet just doesn't. It's not playing ball today, and I don't want to.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sorry.
It's all right. So yes, the last one is body language. Okay. I've mentioned it. I've touched on it slightly about this is what a confident, or this is what a happy, blah blah blah. It's about body language. So if you think, if I sit like this, like literally a bit forlorn, my energy is going to dip. But if I literally sit up and my shoulders go back, straight away I feel like I've got a string pulling me from the top of my head, and I'm going to feel more confident. So even if you are feeling anything other than actually supreme and confident and all of those things, if you are in that moment, all you need to remember is just put those shoulders back, put that chin up. Even if you don't feel like it in that moment, pop a smile on, because you literally, as soon as your mouth curls up, your hormones will change. Okay, chemicals in your body, it will all change, and you can't smile and be sad. Yeah, it's like another thing as well. You can't literally physically cry sad tears and then laugh and be happy. It's impossible. So it just remember, you've got this free gift. All you've got to do is turn the edges up a little bit.
It's just making me smile now. I'm like, okay, I can do that.
The thing is, it's just very, very simple, but it's so overlooked. But body language is massive, literally. And, you know, get that energy flowing, stick some music on, have a little jump. I want to do it in your wedding attire. But just remember, the more you move in a positive manner, the more it's going to have a positive effect on your body. It really, really is. So body language is massive. Okay.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Okay, I lost my internet again. Thank you so much, Lisa. I'm going to have to wrap it up, I think, because I think the internet's not playing ball today. So it's such a shame, because I could talk to you like all night long and still feel like it's not enough. So, you know, but I think for now...
But we can do it again.
Yeah, absolutely, we can. Of course we can. So, guys, if you have any questions for Lisa, you want to get in touch with her, you're getting married, you're scared, or you just want to, you know, maybe it's the groom, you know, because sometimes, you know, there's a lot of pressure. You know, it can be financial worries as well, people might have, that they need, like you said, it's the way you view things. And I think sometimes it's nice to have another person to say, okay, you know, is it really so bad? We can work through this. You know, these are your options. And just have, like you said, having that independent person to talk to. So if you guys want to reach out to Lisa, just give her a shout. Lisa, can you just let people know? Oh, I'm going to tag you anyway.
You can find me obviously on Instagram at Lisa Hawkyard Coaching, and I'm quite active, and message me in there. Or you can go to my website, which is lisahawkyardcoaching.com, and I also have a free group called the Confidence Club on Facebook, and I have a membership area called the Room at the Top. So there's plenty of places to find me. Excuse me, sorry about the sirens. But here is perfect. You know, I'll always get back. It's all good.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Lisa, for joining me today. Love you. I love you guys, and I will see you next week, 8 o'clock.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Bye.